What are we talking about again? Guidestones is considered a transmedia project, but the fact is that I never intended it to be a transmedia project when I went into it. I meant it to be interactive, and I didn't even know that that's what transmedia meant. Now that I'm, part of the transmedia community, it's great because I'm getting to meet these amazingly interesting people who do absolutely incredible things. Stuff way deeper and bigger than we ever did on Guidestones. The person who knows transmedia better than anybody else would be J.C. Hutchins, and I was really lucky to get to talk with him about transmedia and where it's going.
One of the things that I really think has changed in the creator community in the storytelling kind of space over the past, let's say, 10 years is that that there was once a time when being a specialist, and I liken it to, I like sharp objects, so let's liken it to a samurai sword, right? A katana blade, which is excellent for doing one thing very, very well. It's a specialist's tool, right? But there will always be great value in specialists who use their specialist's tool. But I find that people like us, transmedia storytellers, are often Swiss Army knives, right? We may not be, we're wonderful generalists, and we're quite good at a great many things.
I sometimes feel like a Swiss Army knife, but that the tweezers and the toothpick are missing, and you can't find them.
Yeah, that's why we need producers, Jay. That's why we need producers. When we have people who are fluent in more than one language, and I mean that like artistic language. For instance, I came up as a newspaperman, right? So while I started my writing career as a features and entertainment reporter, I was often working very closely with photographers and graphic designers to create packages that would be published in the newspaper, right? And that fluency in those different languages, in those different media, really helped inform my worldview, not only in nonfiction storytelling, but how that can be ported to fictional storytelling. I'm not a stone cold expert in video game narrative design or feature-length film screenwriting, for instance, but I've done those things.
When we're here working day in, day out, every day we're making something up that's new. There are no systems set in place in transmedia. We spend a lot of time making things up.
We're still, finding our language. We're still, we're still developing best practices. We're still trying to figure out, really nuanced and spooky things like pacing and characterization and which media is the best to release this one particular plot beat in. And it goes on and on and on. And when you combine that with all the new ways and emerging ways that technology touches our lives, well, those are all storytelling vehicles for people like you and me. And so it requires not just like developing best practices, but keeping your eye on the bleeding edge, right? And seeing what interesting story opportunities can be leveraged through these emerging technologies. So I mean, I don't think we'll ever get fully comfortable doing this. And I suspect that that's probably a good thing. I think that because we're still finding our way and we're still kind of in the proverbial baptism by fire, that kind of forces us to remain forward thinking and forward moving and trailblazing.